students, and happy Wednesday. So we've been going over the factors and greatest common factors of numbers, and today we're going to be finding the multiples of numbers. So what a multiple is a number that is the product, and remember that a product is the answer to any multiplication question. So the product of that number and any other whole number. So when you're finding the multiple of a number, any of them are just the number that is given to you times any whole number. So it says here that the multiples of a number can be found by multiplying it by 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And this makes it even simpler than finding a factor. So after you complete your speed drills and review exercises, take a look here at this example, and the rest should be quite easy. So finding the 6 multiples, or the first 6 multiples of 3. So multiples can go on forever, but in this case, we're only finding 6 of each. So if they give you the number 3, you're going to multiply 3 times 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way down. So for example, we have 3. 3 times 0 is 0. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15, and so on. So an even easier way to find multiples of numbers are to skip count. So for our first sample, we have the number 2. Notice how there's the 2 dots right after the 2. So to find all the multiples of 2, you're going to multiply 2 times 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, you can skip count 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. See how easy that is? So just like multiplying by all of the first 6 numbers, you can also skip count. So for a second sample, 6 times 0, 0. 6 times 1, 6. 6 times 2, 12. 6 times 3, 18. 6 times 4, 24. 6 times 5, 30. Or if you know how to skip count by 6, 0, 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. So that's the easiest way, and you're just going to do 1 through 10 by either skip counting or multiplying each number by numbers 1 through 5. So here for our Wednesday assignment for language arts, we are going to learn more about prepositional phrases, this time used as adjectives. So we learned how they are used as adverbs, and now we're going to learn adjectives. So it says the words in a prepositional phrase work together and do one job in a sentence. They usually modify, they act as adjectives and adverbs. And we learned a little bit about this in our previous sentences yesterday. When a prepositional phrase does the job of an adjective, it modifies a noun or a pronoun just as other adjectives do. It will answer these questions: which one, what kind, or how many. So make sure that you keep these in mind, because you're going to have to look and make sure that your prepositions are answering these questions to determine whether or not they're acting as adjectives. So it says prepositional phrases used as adjectives usually come after the noun or pronoun which they modify. So we're used to having the noun or object come after the preposition, but in this case, the preposition may come after, and that can give you a clue as to whether or not it is being used as an adjective. So here we have some examples. It says, notice how the phrases in the following examples all modify the noun book. They answer the adjective question, which one? So here it has the book. Well, which book? On the table. The book beside the lamp, the book near you, the book between us. So notice how it is coming after the object. Write 4 appropriate prepositional phrases to modify the noun dog. So you're going to do the same thing that it is doing up here with book, but with the noun dog. So obviously don't copy the exact ones because it wouldn't make too much sense to say the dog on the table. But you can use some, but think of some creative ways to add prepositional phrases to this noun as practice. Then after you do this practice, you're going to go down to the remember assignment, in which you will identify whether the sentence is declarative, interrogative, imperative, or exclamatory. So we did this a couple of months ago, and of course you can reference the work from before, but just decide and also place the correct punctuation. So just so you have a little bit of a hint or a reminder, know that declarative and imperative sentences end in periods. Remember that the difference between a declarative and an imperative sentence is that the imperative sentences make a request or a command. So I'll write a little note here. And the declarative sentences are usually just stating something. So make sure that you write the abbreviation and then place the correct punctuation. And for today, Wednesday, we are moving on to page 121 as well, because it is dealing with the same topic as page 120, and it will make it much easier because you've just learned about prepositional phrases used as adjectives. So you'll be completing the practice work on page 120, but also the work on page 121. So what you'll do is place parentheses around each prepositional phrase. By now you should be used to that because we've been doing it for about a week and a half. And then in the blank you will write the noun that it modifies. So this is pretty much just a review of identifying the objects that the prepositional phrases are modifying. Then we have another remember assignment in which you will underline the correct word in each set of parentheses. So these are usually quite easy because they give you the options within the sentences. And then it says to write one sentence on notebook paper, but if you have small enough handwriting, you can just write it down here. It's write a sentence on notebook paper or here in which a prepositional phrase modifies the noun elephant. So use this noun and then make sure that you're incorporating a prepositional phrase. And of course, you can look back into the beginning of our unit to get a few examples on that. Your Wednesday assignment for spelling is the same as usual when it comes to vocabulary. You have your prefixes, root, and suffix here on the top to help you. But if you did pay attention to the directions on Monday, you would have already written your definitions for your vocabulary words, and you can use them now. So of course you'll write your vocabulary words. Please make sure that you're writing neatly and that you're spelling them correctly since they are made available in the lists on every page. So then of course you're going to refer to your spelling dictionary or to your little table here. Sometimes this can be very helpful. And then complete your sentences using the 4 vocabulary words and then completing the multiple choice section.